and the composer's name also. Scarlatti. Scarlatti. Violette. So that's just something to think about. And the other Italian thing in this one is that all those words that end in vowels, we want to be careful not to have just a hint of that rosé, zay. Yeah. Right. Violette, voglie, esgridate, odorose. And that you know that right, so you know the sound that you're going for. Just keep it from going that yeah at the American diphthong thing at the end. Good. So that's Italian. You know that you know what you did in the very first phrase, yeah. Right? Yeah. That said, I would love to do, and you're doing great. Some really nice shaping. It's really
and I started it very slowly. I would like to do it.
Right, and Peter really responded, and Peter followed me, yeah. And it was a little bit somber.
I'm sorry, what did you say that
I led you a little slower than I actually wanted to.
I see.
Okay. So yeah, it would be nice to keep it ticking along a little bit. That'll also make the breathing easier. So this does a lot of moving up and down, and some fifths and things like that, where you're kind of really in your head voice and you go to that other place. If you can bring some brightness into the vowel down there, I think that'll help it to stay really all sounding like the same thing. Can we go from the very beginning for all those things? Good. And so that ze, let it be really exaggeratedly forward. Yeah, good. Again. Good. Now let's let it be a little bit more connected, so that you're staying bright but not having to squinch for it. Leave all the vowels long. Good. So that still just goes. It wants to go down here, which makes sense. But can you imagine it? Yeah, good. Once again. Good. Go on. Good. Now this has all these. This is just the way the phrase is built, and it's maddening. But let's navigate a little bit. So I would keep those a little bit lighter when you go down to the low thing, because if you then they're definitely going to go to your chest voice, and you want to keep. It's okay if they do, but you want to keep them bright and maybe be a little bit more light as you go down there. Can we start at measure 12? That's the thing to think about, I think, maybe in this one for your voice type, because it just sits in that place for you, that where it's gonna, every time it goes to C, it's gonna want to
go right down.
Yeah,
sing from here.
Right. Well, you can sing the whole thing from here, but you don't want to let it sort of land down there indelicately. But that's beautiful. How are we doing?
About 3/4 of a minute.
3/4 of a minute! So, let's do it again, because that was fantastic. Just make sure that it still happens.
From the beginning?
From measure 12.
Measure 12.
Good, and then there's the idea of getting that breath in there. Yeah, good. So let's stop. Yeah, so make sure that you get a breath before that voi vi state, and that you can take a little tiny bit more time after that. But that's great, beautiful. Singing that legato is really, really good.